Hey guys, good evening everyone. Welcome to our July 7th episode of our daily stock market insights, where we talk about your requested stocks. So, if this is your first time to watch our video, know that we are doing this every single day, and I get the stocks that I review from your comments. So, if you would like to request a stock, go ahead and drop a comment so I can prioritize your request in either our part two or our insights for tomorrow. In the meantime, you're also welcome to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're always updated. Let's talk about our index today. I am currently setting up our indicators. I use a Bollinger Band, which has a default settings, and of course our RSI. Those are our main indicators, nothing fancy, just that. Okay, so let's talk about the index. So the index does not show a good direction right now. We're heading towards another decline, most likely in our performance tomorrow and in the coming days, as I feel that the first possible stop could be right at the 6,000, could be this level first before we touch this level. Okay, so I'm plotting it there. That could be a next area it will revisit 6,175 before it potentially touch. So it's an area, so it will just plot possibly around this level because it is an area indeed. So a slight difference in the price is not really going to matter. It could either overshoot below that line or before that line. So overall, more selling pressure could happen tomorrow. So I have also gathered your request here, and I might be able to add some more based on what's trending right now. Okay, so let's first talk about Mary Mart. Mary Mart had a good rebound today. We had a bounce. Looks like it is respecting this previous resistance over here, whereby we created a brand new support. I don't see any indicator as of yet because we have not reached 20 days um, from the time it started. So by that time, it will start forming our Bollinger Band. In the meantime, if you would like to trade this stock, I suggest trade it using a much faster time frame. That's where I recommend you guys do. And right now, looking at it, looks like it has created a support, knowing that for 3 days straight, this area has some bounce that's happening. Each time it touches that level, then you have a bounce. Today, you also had a green engulfing candlestick, engulfing the previous day's red. And so, if you would like to enter in this stock, anywhere from 2.94 to 3.13 is a much better entry price. And let's talk about tech. Tech also had a good push in the price, starting to trigger the MA20 line over here. So it looks like we might have some more bullish actions tomorrow, confirming that breakout of the MA20 line. So let's use 8.18 right now as our support level. The reason why I said that is because I see this area where you have some consolidation, and when we managed to break out of that, we just landed in this level yesterday, and in today's performance, we started at this price and then end at a higher level. So 8.18 is the area I see as a possible support. Overall, we are still at a promising area for long-term investors. Okay, um, this stock has significantly declined in the price, and we're starting to recover. It's just creating that consolidation. It's starting to become constructed too. Look at that. It's starting to become constructed, and the moment it triggers the upper Bollinger Band, expect um, a bull run perhaps. Okay, look at this. When you it came from a constricted Bollinger Band, and when it started to trigger that a lot of bullish actions happened after that day. The next one would be EEI. As for EEI, we have managed to cross the MA20 level. At the same time, this is still considered sideways movement, and this could be a support. Let's see if this is also a support level. Yeah, possible, because there's the MA20 line there. At the same time, you had some resistance formed here, resistance there. So let's use MA20 as your support level. Let's see how it looks like on a weekly chart. Okay, on a weekly chart, I think this is already a bounce, right? Because it managed to bounce, bounce up there, then it retraced again, lower high. So we might, I mean lower, I'm sorry, higher low. Okay, let me do that again. So it declined, right? It reached the bottom over here, and then it managed to bounce. It created a higher high from this previous high over here. When it retraced, okay, it bounced a little, okay, and then retraced again, and then when it bounced one more time, the high over there is much higher than the previous high. Okay, and then when it retraced back, the low over here is already a higher low. So if I am to plot a trend line, we are now about to face an upward movement in the stock. Okay, could be you could have something like this here. So this is your support at the moment, and we might remove this first. Okay, so we might challenge this price level in a weekly chart. That could be reached within the week or could be next week. But the next area that it will challenge for sure would be our MA20 line. Overall, we have dropped tremendously. Okay, from an 11 peso, 12 peso area, now it's just half, 50%. And so let's see how it will pan out in a weekly chart. So we might have a more price movement uh, pushing the price higher. So it could respect this price in a daily chart. It could create a support first at the 519, 520 level, then it will continue moving upwards. Mac. Mac, okay. Let us see if so currently this is our, you can wait for a breakout. Let's create a mini Darvas box here. So this is your support because it's like moving within that range for now. So this is your support, this is your resistance. So you have two things here, two options on how you can trade this particular stock. You can wait for the price to drop at the 6 peso 6.01 level, and then observe how it performs once it reaches a short-term resistance. And if you see some signs of weakness, then you lock in some profit. But if it manages to break out of that, then you just ride the wave. Otherwise, second option to play this stock is you wait for a breakout. A breakout could mean a price starting higher than 7.13, and then it pushes and ends the day at a higher price as well. So that's a breakout of this Darvas box. That's what we mean by that. Next would be Maxis. Maxis for now is just doing sideways at the moment still, but I feel that this is already stretch. Okay, I don't think that it will go any further downwards because the body of the candlestick is so small right now. I think that has already reached a possible area of bounce, and we might be seeing some more bullish actions in the coming days. Use 5.41 as your support. At the same time, I see this, foreign buying starting to show interest in this particular stock. GTCAP. GTCAP right now is using the MA20 line as your resistance. Notice how it was behaving each time it gets nearer your MA20 line. There's a rejection that's happening, and it even attempted to break out of that, but it managed to end the day much lower. So I feel that it will most likely drop again, revisiting your 396 area, as you can see there. So don't rush. I feel that you can get this at a much lower price if you're a long-term investor. What's interesting about this is that looks like this is the bottom that we have already reached, and it just doesn't have that momentum yet or much volume as of yet. It did create that volume right over here, but people took profit. And what's interesting is that as the price goes down, volume is still also declining. That means for those people who may have entered here are still holding on to their position, considering the volume of all the exits that you have here as the price moves downwards. Okay, so just hang on to your positions and see an opportunity between 396 to 455. Maybe you can enter within that range. MWC MWC is not showing a good ending today. We ended with a red candlestick. While we are still outside of the Bollinger Band, in some locations, when you end in a red candlestick and you're still outside, sometimes it still pushes the price higher. But I'd be more on the conservative side right now, considering that we are already at the resistance area, and looks like when it reached that resistance, that's when the decline happened. So I feel that it will retrace some more and possibly drop again around the 12.95 area, where you have the price level very near your MA20 line. So it could be anywhere from this point to this point, but I feel overall it can potentially drop some more and just temporarily retrace. Overall, this is still very cheap area, as you can see. The next one is MPI. As for MPI, let's take a look. It's starting to trigger the MA20 line, possibly breaking this MA20 level. But in fairness to the stock, it has already climbed so much, and I think people are just taking profit as of the moment. Look at that. I think a lot of you guys have already been very profitable, and then you had some consolidation as the price moved higher, consolidation, and I think at one of these days there will be a price breakdown, creating that retracement I've been mentioning. So I feel that possibly the next stop would be your previous support over here. That could retest this level if it retraces some more. I saw a support in this area right over here. Okay, so just closely monitor this. I think you can still get this at a much cheaper price. APVI. APVI is trying to go back. This is what I was mentioning previously. I feel that it will retest your previous support. So far, I feel that this is the support area because when the price landed at this level, it also started at this area. So that means 2 days straight where it landed in the same level. So I think it will just revisit that. And then possibly, if it holds in this level, then this now is the, um, much reasonable or a more reasonable price in terms of market value for APVI 19 peso level. So try to observe how it behaves around 19 level, 19.02 area. Hopefully we see a bounce right there. Nickel. As for nickel, we're still outside of the Bollinger Band, but just be extra careful because while the price was moving higher, I noticed that your RSI has also started declining in terms of momentum. So it might temporarily or short-term wise, it might retrace. We just have to measure up to which point. Probably you can create a Fibonacci retracement right over here. If you use the wick, you also use the wick right here. So next possible first area, it could possibly bounce at would be this level, which I think happened today. So let's see if we can have a green candlestick tomorrow. Or if it drops some more, then this and then this. I think the last stop would be the MA20 line. But looking at how the wick um, is showing right now, it looks like it respected the 2.11 or 0.236 area. And then hopefully we can have some more bounce or uh, bullish movements in the coming days. You had 2.98 million foreign buying today, so I think that could be a good sign. Plus the fact that we are still outside of the Bollinger Band. So your call, guys. For some position traders, this is not the position they want, but this is considered as a breakout play or momentum play for those people who are into that kind of trading style. Overall, you still have a very promising future ahead. It has dropped significantly and now it's pushing the price higher. So I think um, just watch the market, know the fundamentals of the stock. That way, your conviction is higher and stronger when you enter any particular stock, and you will not be swayed or you will not be bothered each time a stock retraces because you know that you're getting in the stock because it has a solid foundation. Right. So I think that's it for now. That's for our part one. Feel free to drop a comment so that in case I have time, I'm just going to attend a meeting right now. After the meeting, I can record another one depending on how fast you are going to drop your comments so that we can review some more stuff, preparing us for our trades tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye for now.